Retr0Rob's Bad Apples.
Hey there folks, Retr0Rob here, and it's time for another thing off the beaten path of what I usually do. Today we're going to be unboxing an iPad. I'm going to show you a couple of functions that the iPad has gained over the last probably year or so that I think are pretty interesting, and then cover why I'm doing an upgrade to it a little bit. And of course there will be the unboxing. There's not going to be a whole amazing amount of depth in this particular video, so apologies for that ahead of time, but let's just get started and take a look at what's in the box. Hey there folks, Retr0Rob here, and I'm going to do an iPad unboxing, which is not generally what I do on this channel, but I happened to pick up a new iPad 7th generation because it was on sale, and it's replacing my iPad Air 2, which is fairly old. This is a few years old now. It's actually a hand-me-down from my wife. My wife originally got it, and I bought her a new one, a faster one with, you know, the Go Faster racing stripes and everything else. All right, so if you're looking at this over the 6th generation iPad, the really only big gains you get are, of course, the bigger screen. And you can also use Apple's smart keyboard for this, which wasn't supported by the last generation, that nice big one that they've got, and that's pretty cool. And then finally, this one's made out of 100% recycled aluminum. Obviously, I'm talking about the frame of it. I guess the last generation wasn't, so if you're into the environment, I guess that's a big deal. However, if you're going back a couple generations, there are quite a few improvements, like support for Apple's Pencil. That is a fairly big deal if you're coming from generation 4, I think, like I am, or generation 5. I don't think that one's supported either. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. The other thing is, of course, the camera is a high-def camera. It's not a 4K camera or anything, let's not get crazy, but it is a 1080, which is better than what I have on my Mac. That is new for this year. Really? All right, let's go on. This one though does have pretty good storage. This has got 64 gigs of storage on it, whereas the new one only has 32 gigs. I don't think that's that big of a deal because I usually only use this thing for watching videos at night. I might play a quick game or two on it, but not a whole lot, so I'm not really worried about it. I checked my storage before I even got this one, and I was only using like 28 gigs or something like that, and I had a bunch of bloat on it, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fine with this. This is the front of the box. If you're used to me doing that, I figured I'd throw that in, but yeah, the back has barely anything on it. It says this box is okay for everyday use. Apparently this is like a high concept box because it's all white. I guess that's what Apple's going for there anyway. Alright, let's open it up. Got a little dent there. I ordered this one off of Best Buy. I very often do actually buy stuff off of the Apple Store, but I don't think the Apple stores are open right now in my area, and number two, these guys deliver. Actually, I think Apple delivers too. You know what? I probably could have bought it off of Apple and had them deliver. So we did my wife's new iPhone like that. Something to think about. Anyway, some cool features. Okay, English is my only language, and I don't do it well. But anyway, some cool features like, you know, on this, it can you can answer your phone calls on this if you have an iPhone, which I do have an iPhone, so that'll work okay. You know, it's a basic mail getter. I'm sure you guys have seen these things before. You know what they do, right? You know what they do. And there is the iPad itself. We'll power it up a little bit. What else do you get with an iPad? What do they include? They include a charging cable. Wonder if this thing will wirelessly charge. I'll have to look that up. And then you get the charging block, and if it's anything like other Apple products, yep, you get some really cool stickers to put on your pickup truck and say, "Ooh, I got an Apple product." Pretty neat. And hate to tell you, that's pretty much all you get in the box. Looking at the iPad itself, wait, let's zoom back. It's actually a little bit bigger than my old one. Oops, sorry. Huh, be darned. What I do really like about it is the black bezel. That's a big deal to me. I always found the white really distracting. Oop, I think it turns on from here. There we go. Ooh. We'll power it up and show you a couple things on it in a little bit here. So I'll be back. Alright, one thing I wanted to show you real quick is if you have an old iPad you want to transfer from, it's really easy with this quick start. See, I can just hit continue and it will automatically update this new iPad from the old one. And all I gotta do is hold this one up to the camera. It will recognize the pattern on the other one, and then it will allow you to set up. During the setup process, it does ask me for some personal information, basically my PIN. So I don't want to show this step, but it's really very easy. Doesn't take real long either.
Thumbs up, comment and subscribe or I will go Skynet on your butt.
And welcome to the future. It's been about a month since I set this up and I've been using it pretty regularly. It works great for when I'm in the backyard just kind of relaxing and maybe want to browse the internet or something and I don't want to bring out like a heavy device or my laptop for it. Really pretty cool, you know, great right before bed device, maybe light viewing. I will say that as far as the free year of Apple TV, thus far, I haven't found a lot really exciting to watch on it. If you got any great shows on there, let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely check them out. That said, using the thing has been a joy. It is so fast, and browsing on it is so nice. It is a lot faster, and I didn't even notice my old one was slow, but it is a lot snappier than the old one. Pretty nice little guy. I have no complaints about that. I do actually appreciate the extra screen space as well. So there's that, the free year, and then there's also the fact that if you happen to have an iPhone, and this is one of the big things. Now, some of these features are available on Android. I love the Android platform, so just so you know, I am bilingual. I do both machines and I like them both, but there's some things that are a lot slicker on the iPad, and one of them is I can basically have these work together. So if somebody gives me a call and I've got my phone out in the other room, I can pick up the call on this thing and then answer it, which is pretty cool. And you can do that with FaceTime, with anything. I mean, you can FaceTime directly from here. And of course, the message system is integrated with both your Mac, which I'm recording on right now, and your phone. So you get the same messages on all devices, which makes it pretty slick. I do like that. Works really well. Kind of the surprise that I had was with the Apple Arcade. The Apple Arcade is something that I don't really like the idea of. I like to own my games, but every month for $5 you basically get access to all the games in the arcade. But one really cool thing I found is that I can start playing a game on my Mac when I'm sitting here in the office, and then I can run it on the iPad, and then I can expect to continue that game on my iPad. And when I first log in after playing on one platform or the other, it asks you which save you want to continue. So if I was playing on my iPad and wanted to keep it separate, I could keep it separate. But if I was playing on my Mac and I want to continue here on my iPad, I can. And even better than that, since now you can use an Xbox One controller on both, I can just continue playing with my controller just sitting there. So I think that is really a neat little feature, and it's definitely one I use regularly. So big thumbs up on that one. All right, so one extra kind of neat thing about this is if you do have a Mac, you can use this as a second screen. So hold on a second, let me just connect. And sorry, it froze up while I was doing that. All right, there we go. I've got a second screen, so I can actually move my controller. Wait, my mouse. right there. And I'm controlling this window. Look at that. So maybe I want to do something really silly. And I can move, see? There's the screen I'm recording from. I think that's pretty cool. So it's a nice little feature. If you don't have a second monitor, now I do have a second monitor, you can use this thing as basically a second monitor for your Mac. And I think that's a really, really cool feature. All right, so the final verdict is, yeah, I like the thing quite a bit. You can get these things for well under $300 now. I think I've seen them on sale around 250 bucks. And I think they're easily worth that. They make a great second machine if you want like a light duty, because you've got maybe a big laptop and you don't want to lug that thing around. They make a great light duty system. I'm glad I upgraded because it really improved game performance and made this a lot of fun to play, at least in the casual market. By the way, you can play Call of Duty on this and it's really fun to play. I highly recommend it, but definitely make sure you got a controller if you're going to do that. Don't play with a touch screen. It's just wrong. But anyway, yeah, I enjoy it. The joy that you're going to get out of it probably is somewhat dependent on how much you are into the Apple infrastructure, because the more Apple devices you have, really, the better this is, which that's a trap, guys. It's a trap is what it is, but still pretty cool little device, and I'm glad I picked it up. So thumbs up. All right, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more. If you're interested in seeing some iPad games, I will definitely be doing some in the future if there's enough demand for it. So thanks for watching.